Hello everyone, and welcome back to Untold Pain Stories, the channel where you improve your English through emotional, inspiring, and unforgettable stories. Today we are going to explore the incredible life story of a woman who became one of the most famous queens in history. A young girl who never expected to become a powerful ruler. A woman who faced loneliness, responsibility, love, and loss. And a queen whose name became connected with an entire era of history. This is the story of Queen Victoria, the woman who ruled Britain for more than 60 years and became a symbol of strength, tradition, and change. Before the world knew her as a powerful queen, Victoria was just a young girl growing up in a royal family with a complicated childhood. She was born on May 24, 1819, in London, England. Her full name was Alexandrina Victoria. Her father was Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, and her mother was Princess Victoria of Saxe-Coburg-Saalfeld. Sadly, Victoria's father died when she was only 8 months old. Because of this, her childhood was very different from other children. She grew up without her father and was raised under strict rules. Her mother and her advisors wanted to protect her because they believed she might one day become queen. Victoria lived a very controlled life. She was rarely allowed to be alone. Every decision was carefully planned. Every person around her watched her actions. Many people thought this would make her weak, but it created something different. It made her independent and determined. From a young age, Victoria loved learning. She studied history, languages, music, and art. She was intelligent and curious. She wanted to understand the world around her. But deep inside, she also wanted freedom. She wanted to live like a normal person. She wanted to make her own choices. At that time, nobody knew that this young girl would become one of the most important figures in British history. Everything changed in 1837. Victoria was only 18 years old when she became queen. Her uncle, King William IV, died, and Victoria became the new monarch of Britain. Imagine being 18 years old and suddenly becoming responsible for an entire country. Millions of people were now looking at her. Every decision she made mattered. Many people doubted her because she was young. They wondered if such a young woman could handle the pressure of being queen. But Victoria wanted to prove that she was capable. From the beginning of her reign, she worked hard to understand her responsibilities. She learned about politics. She listened to advisors. She tried to become a better leader every day. At first, being queen was difficult. She had power, but she also had many challenges. She had to deal with political disagreements and people who tried to influence her decisions. But Victoria slowly became more confident. She learned how to use her position wisely. She was not just a queen by title. She wanted to be respected. A major turning point in Victoria's life came when she met Prince Albert. Their relationship became one of the most important parts of her story. Prince Albert was intelligent, kind, and supportive. Victoria and Albert shared many interests. They both loved art, music, education, and family life. In 1840, Victoria married Prince Albert. Their marriage was different from many royal relationships of that time. They truly cared about each other. Albert became more than just her husband. He became her closest friend and advisor. Together, they built a family. They had 9 children. For Victoria, family became a very important part of her life. Although she was queen, she also wanted to be a mother and wife. People around the world watched their family and admired their relationship. But life was not only happiness. Victoria's greatest personal tragedy came in 1861. Prince Albert became seriously ill and passed away at the age of 42. Victoria was devastated. His death changed her completely. She lost the person who had supported her through many difficult moments. After Albert's death, Victoria went into deep sadness. She wore black clothes for the rest of her life as a sign of mourning. Many people worried about the future of the monarchy because the Queen became more private. But despite her pain, Victoria continued her duties. She found a way to keep going. Her strength during this difficult period became part of her legacy. Victoria's reign became known as the Victorian era. It was a time of huge changes in Britain. Technology developed quickly. Factories grew. Railways expanded. Science and education improved. The British Empire became larger and more powerful. During this time, Britain experienced many transformations. The world was changing, and Victoria became the face of that change. However, her story was not only about power and success. Like every leader, she faced criticism. Some people disagreed with her decisions. Some questioned the role of the monarchy. But Victoria remained a strong symbol of stability for many people. She continued serving her country for decades. One of the reasons people respected Victoria was because she represented dedication. She believed being queen was not only about privilege, it was about responsibility. She understood that millions of people depended on the decisions made by leaders. Her life teaches us that leadership requires patience and commitment. Victoria became one of the longest reigning monarchs in British history. She ruled for more than 63 years. During her reign, she saw incredible changes. The world moved from traditional ways into a more modern age. She witnessed the growth of industry, communication, and technology. When Victoria became queen, the world was very different. By the end of her life, society had completely transformed. Her name became connected with an entire period of history. But behind the crown was a real person. A woman who experienced happiness and sadness. A woman who knew success and loneliness. A woman who carried a huge responsibility from a very young age. Victoria's story teaches us many lessons. The first lesson is that difficult beginnings do not decide your future. Victoria lost her father when she was a baby and grew up under strict control, but she became one of the most recognized leaders in history. The second lesson is that growth comes with challenges. Victoria was not an experienced queen on her first day. She learned. She improved. She became stronger with time. The third lesson is about resilience. After losing Prince Albert, Victoria faced one of the hardest moments of her life. But she continued. She found the strength to move forward. This is a lesson for everyone. Life will bring difficult moments. Everyone faces challenges. But those moments do not have to define the end of your story. Your strength comes from how you respond. For English learners, Victoria's story also gives an important message. Learning anything new takes time. You may feel uncomfortable in the beginning. You may make mistakes. You may feel like progress is slow. But improvement happens step by step. Just like Victoria learned how to become a great queen, you can learn and grow through patience and practice. Queen Victoria passed away on January 22, 1901. Her death marked the end of an important era, but her story continued. Today, people still remember her as one of the most influential queens in history. Her life was filled with responsibility, love, challenges, and determination. She was not remembered only because she wore a crown. She was remembered because she carried a responsibility and continued, moving forward. The story of Queen Victoria reminds us that greatness is not created in easy moments. It is created through challenges. It is created through learning. It is created through courage. A young girl who never expected her future became a queen who changed history. And that is why her story remains unforgettable. Thank you for listening to Untold Pain Stories. If you enjoyed this English learning story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories that help you improve your English naturally. See you in the next story.